What's going on, guys? Austin here, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at 5-Minute Fantasy's Week 14 Booming and Busting Defenses. My start of the week this week, I'm going to say, is going to be Baltimore. They're a really good defense, especially in the last several weeks. They're going up against the Buffalo team who, they've looked good, but Buffalo's formula for success has been Baltimore's formula for success. So it's definitely something that they're going to know how to cover. They're going to be prepared for it. I like Buffalo's defense a little bit more than I like the Baltimore defense, but I can't say start Buffalo because Baltimore's offense is just ridiculous. Baltimore should be able to score points, get a few turnovers, probably some sacks, if they're lucky to get to Josh Allen like that. I'm going to say start the Los Angeles Chargers defense going up against Jacksonville. I know Minshew Mania is back in the starting lineup, but I don't know how well he's going to be able to do against the Chargers. They've lost their last 4 games by 17 points or more, if I'm not mistaken. Jacksonville has. And the Chargers have a really talented team. It's just, this year, every single, close game has gone against them. I'm going to say start Philadelphia. They're going up against the Giants. I don't think, especially with Eli Manning, by the way. Eli Manning is back in the starting lineup with Daniel Jones being seen in a leg boot. I don't think that the Giants are going to be able to get the requisite points on the board to be able to make up for any sort of lack of talent on defense that Philadelphia has. And then I'm going to say you're definitely going to want to start the Cleveland Browns. For the same reason I said you're going to want to start the Cleveland Browns 2 weeks ago against Miami. 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that. Because it's Cincinnati. What are they going to do? I realized, last week I said, the Jets, they should take care of business against Cincinnati, but the refs kind of, all game just gave the game to Cincinnati, so I don't think something like that's going to happen again. So definitely look for Cleveland to be able to take care of business against Cincinnati. You're going to want to sit New Orleans and San Francisco going up against each other. I don't think that either of those teams are really going to be able to play the defensive style of football that they want, especially because the type of offenses that the other team has is basically what you need to kind of avoid, getting beat up by the opposing team's defense. They're very, very similar teams. One is a little bit more talented on offense. One is a little bit more talented on defense. It's going to kind of even out. I don't think there's going to be a lot of turnovers. I still think it's going to be a low-scoring game, though. So, if there's absolutely nobody in the league that you have, don't worry. You should still be able to start New Orleans or San Francisco, but I don't think they're going to get more than 8 or 9 points. So, if you really need to win and, going for a Hail Mary, I'd, pick up a team like the Chargers or something like that because, there's probably not a lot of people that have them on their team right now. I'm going to say you're going to want to sit Dallas going up against Chicago Bears tonight. I don't think that Dallas is going to be able to put together the game plan that I know Matt Nagy has. The Chicago Bears, I don't think that they consider themselves to be in the playoff race. Although Minnesota did lose, and so I'm sure they think that there is some ground to be made up. They're not mathematically eliminated. They're kind of morally eliminated, but, Chicago, they're going to be playing for basically their last breath. I don't think there's going to be as many turnovers as you'd think. I don't think there's going to be as many, sacks or any sort of fumbles, gashes, things like that on the Chicago Bears offense. Mitch Trubisky, actually, in the last 4 weeks has been a top 5 fantasy quarterback. I don't expect that to, continue. I don't think he's going to be able to get, like 27 points or something like that this week, but I expect it to be about 22, 24. And I don't think Dallas is going to be able to slow that offense down enough to, change the tide of their defensive, their fantasy defense at least. And then I'm going to say you're going to want to sit Indianapolis going up against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a really good offensive team, especially with the 2 star wide receivers that they have and Bruce Arians. Indianapolis, I believe, have lost the last 4 games or 4 out of 5, something like that. Really, really great start to the season. Pretty disappointing slide that they're on. And I don't expect them to be able to carry it through. I think that they're a really talented team. They probably have the most B players out of any team in the league, but they don't have, I'd say they only have 1 A player on the entire roster, that being Darius Leonard. So, be careful about starting Indianapolis this week.